Hello, everyone. Welcome. We're really excited to have you join us for today's webinar on how to do your research more effectively in 2023. And as people come and join in, time flies, and I'd love to know if you feel the same. It's like, has this year gone by way too fast, or you're already really excited for 2023? If you want, just like, let's use the chat, just like not a 1 in there if you're like so ready for 2023, or type a 2 in the chat if you wish 2022 had some more weeks or months to go. I can only imagine I'm not the only one.
Yeah, it feels like this year has flown by. Today is actually my anniversary with the company. I've been here exactly 1 year today. Yeah, so
congratulations.
Congratulations.
This year
That's a way to start the webinar.
Yeah, has really flown by for me. I've learned a lot, and I've got to meet a lot of excellent people here.
Amazing. Well, glad to be able to celebrate your anniversary with this great webinar today.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think got a good amount of people already jumping in, so I don't want to keep everyone waiting. Oh, just one comment. 2022 was a great year business-wise. Hope 2023 is good. Knowledge management at a premium in a pandemic with work from home. Yes, I'm really happy to hear that you had a really good 2022, and let's make 2023 even better. Now, with that being said, I think today's webinar will help us all be more effectively and efficient in the new year. So as I mentioned, today we're going to talk about how to do your research more effectively in the new year. We have a great lineup of speakers that I'll present in just a moment that will be guiding us through 9 steps towards success. And we'll also be giving away a little pre-Christmas gift at the end of the webinar, so don't forget to stick around. So let's get started by introducing our speakers and then kick off this journey towards smarter research, shall we? So a little bit about myself. I'm Julia Heeson. I'm the Senior Growth Marketing Manager here at Research Solutions. And with me today, we have Karina Chavez, Product Manager, Team Leader at Research Solutions, Todd Everett, VP of Product Development, and Dr. Jonathan Wilson, Director of Professional Services and Engineering. Welcome to the conversation today. A couple of housekeeping items. You're on listen in mode, so you don't have to worry about background noise whatsoever. Feel free to add your questions in the little Q&A feature below. If you click on where it says Q&A, you'll open up a mini screen, and you can just add your questions as they come up. We'll have dedicated time at the end of the conversation to cover them. So you can add them in there so we don't forget, or you don't forget to ask them in the end. In case you have to drop off earlier, we'll also be sharing the webinar recording just a couple of hours later today. Talking about the table of contents, let's move forward to slides there. There you go. Yes, perfect, thank you. We'll start off by introducing Research Solutions. For the ones of you that maybe aren't familiar with Research Solutions yet, we'll be discussing the current state of search. Then we'll dive into the 9 tips that will help speed up your research process in 2023. Lastly, as I mentioned, there will be a live Q&A session for any questions that you may have right now or that come up during the presentation. And as the extra bonus, we have this special little surprise for you in the end. So about Research Solutions, founded in 2006, Research Solutions provides solutions that simplify and streamline how organizations discover, acquire, and manage scientific articles and data. We're a pioneer in providing seamless access to scientific content and knowledge management, saving time and money, and accelerating research. More than 70% of the world's top pharmaceutical companies, prestigious universities, emerging life science firms, and other R&D-driven companies rely on us for one-click access to scientific literature, delivered within seconds right into the user's inbox. We also recently launched our newest product, Credatus, to the Research Solutions product family. Credatus is a rapid literature review platform for the life sciences industry, in case you didn't know that we added Credatus to the product family. Now, with that being said, I'll hand it right over to Karina to get started about the current state of search.
Thank you, Julia. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. So today we're going to be discussing a little bit of how we can accelerate our research. Myself, here, I'm a researcher. My topic of specialty will be gene therapy. So I'm very used to what are the constraints in the research field. So today I'm going to share you some stats of what current research state is right now. We know, as you can see on the images over there that I share with you, that currently we have more than 30,000 scientific articles that are published per year. This is like an exacerbated amount of information. This is in all of the fields of research, and both in public and private institutions. This big amount of information and the need to analyze this information and to share it and to have a disclosure to colleagues and the general public make scientists seek alternatives so we can improve our productivity. We need to produce more knowledge and more products and more drugs and more science in a very short period of time. At the same time, as you can see, we have to be continually finding ourselves in competition, in designing new projects, in obtaining funds to continue doing our research. So in this case, that's the reason that we wanted to share with you some tips to accelerate the research, to organize, to analyze big amounts of information and using a single site, which is Article Galaxy and the products that we offer. So can you please change to the other? Thank you. So the first tip that we are going to share with you today will be for making use of the most strapping research or search tools. In this case, as researchers, we are very into looking for information, and this information we need to look up in a giant database, so we can acquire a high quality information, or we have a high quality source in our field of research. The tip number 2 will be streamline access to content. In this case, we need to consider using a single source supplier system in which we can gather all the information, all the reports, and filtering our subscription options like tokens, or if we have like open access to this content and specific criteria. So this is another tip. Number 3 will be to publish our research. This is very important because in the case that we are developing new knowledge or new products in the pharma company, for example, we need to share this information to make it public to more researchers and to general public in order for them to have the knowledge. So in this case, we are in the need of sharing what we are working on by sharing citations or by sharing some other type of content, and create a collaborative space with other researchers. So in this case, I'm going to ask you first, before we jump to the next step, if you can help me with a poll, so we can know a little bit of which are your main constraints while doing research. These are some of the option lists listing here in the poll. The first one will be the amount of scientific data that is available for each of the fields of research. Number 2 will be the cost of the scientific literature to be accessed. And the number 3 will be the collaboration and sharing capabilities that you as researchers have right now with the tools that you are more used to work. And the number 3 will be keeping track of my team access to this scientific literature. This is in a way that how I can know if we are like accessing the same type of content. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of minutes so you can share with us your insights on this poll. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so right now, the most voted constraint will be the cost of scientific literature access. So I think the number 2 will be the amount of scientific information available. And I think we are going to mention some of the tips that we have that we can improve your research in the following tips. I'm going to jump with my teammate. Go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So while the poll did not show that there was as much constraint around sharing and collaboration as there was cost, I would like to talk to you a little bit about ways that we can assist you here at Reprints Desk with your research. With our references platform, we do have a way of annotating articles for self-study collaboration. I know for myself, when I'm reviewing scientific literature, I like to be able to highlight, comment, and make notes as I'm reviewing materials to help myself keep organized when I'm doing my research. The references platform allows you to do that in multiple ways. You can have a private document where you're just working on it, or you can share that with your colleagues or project manager where you're working and make sure that those annotations are carried over to the group project. This allows you to keep track of things, make sure that everyone is clear on what may be important, what may be needed, especially when dealing with things like MDR in Europe and anything that has to do with finding important information within scientific literature. Go ahead, Todd. Also within our references platform, we have the ability to consolidate and gather all your data into one location. I know that especially when I was working on my degree, working with different projects, working on different papers, I had a lot of folders just saved to my computer where I had the documents that I needed to write the article. It was fast, I could retrieve it easily, and I had it organized. The problem is hard drives fail. There are times where you don't have that information organized well, or maybe even the naming scheme is not well. Article Galaxy Article Galaxy References has a built-in drag and drop mechanism, which you can see in the image here. I can drag data from my computer into our service. It will automatically find the metadata, author name, title, things like that, and add it to a folder of my choice. From there, I can work on it with annotations. I can work on it with a collaborative effort, and I have it stored in a cloud environment where I can retrieve it from any device I'm using. Go ahead, Todd. And then lastly, we do have organization-wide collaboration using folders. If you're an administrator, we can set up information that you need your entire company to know. We can set up a folder that everyone can see upon logging in. You can also, as a user, create private and shared folders. If you're working on a project that turns into a team effort, you can very easily share that data and annotations with the team. You can invite and give different user permissions. That you can have view only, you can have administrators, and you can have other owners for that folder. So we make collaboration and cooperation very easy within Reprints Desk references platform. And now I'm going to turn it over to, I believe, Todd.
Great. Thanks, Jonathan.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so just a few more tips to wind up the session here. I'm going to show some live demos with my tips. So the first one is how to navigate your paper as you're writing it by the references that you've inserted into the paper. Maybe that doesn't make sense, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. So when you're writing a scientific paper, you have to attribute what you write to other authors. And this is made easier when you have an add-in such as ours, the Word add-in for Article Galaxy, that connects with your reference management software. Ours goes a step further by allowing you to get an overview of all of the sites that you've put in the paper and to navigate the paper by those sites and where they're located. So you can see, like, I have these sites in the introduction of my paper. I've got some in the results. If I want to go to the results section, I can just skip there. So very useful if you have like a paper that's 20 plus pages long, especially. You can drill down and see the actual citations, which is useful if you have a numbered citation format, for example. We have over 10,000 citation styles available for you to use. So let's go back. Next tip is instant full text access on the internet. We have a browser extension for Article Galaxy, which you can access on this page. This will give you a link directly to install it. I've already got it installed. And with the browser extension, anywhere on the web where you encounter scientific references, or sorry, bibliographic references. So if I do a search here in PubMed, Our browser extension will automatically identify those references and let you know how many it found, and then you can open it. And essentially, this is kind of a Swiss Army knife. It gives you, it allows you to access articles without having to go through the maze of like the normal maze that you might go through accessing articles. Like, do I have to pull out my credit card? Do I have access through a subscription that my institution has? Do I have tokens? So we solve all of that for you. And the nice thing is that it's exactly the same format, no matter what site you're on. So it's sort of like a standardized view of accessing articles. The thing is, occasionally the add-in maybe won't find articles on the page. So if I'm searching here for something like solar sailing vessel in Google Patents, we don't currently identify the patents in Google Patents. That doesn't mean you can't use our browser extension though. So if I just highlight the items that I'm interested in, and then I click on the browser extension, you'll see that it automatically populates those in this form for me. And then I'm just one click away from requesting the full text of those patents. So they'll magically just come to my inbox. Okay, next tip. Okay, so Jonathan talked about, ways that Article Galaxy References allows you to collaborate and share with your colleagues. I'll show you a couple lesser known tricks that our products allow you to do the same thing with. So first of all, the Article Galaxy browser extension again. If I go back to that PubMed example. So say I want to share these search results with a colleague, or I just want to keep them for myself. Well, I can hit the share button here. It gives you a bunch of different options. But if I click on open all references on a page, you can bookmark and share with others. That creates a standalone page. You'll see I'm not on PubMed anymore. I'm on, this is our domain. And so since that's a standalone page, you're free to bookmark it, right? And you can return to it at any time. You can share that link with a colleague, and they'll see these exact same citations. They'll have to log in, so there's no security concern here. If you were to send the link to somebody who's not in your organization, they might see different results. They might not see that it's in their particular PDF library, but they'll see what's ever relevant to them. So that's that. And then lastly, we also have an add-in for Microsoft Outlook. Somewhere here, sorry. Oh, I know. I have it open in my web browser. So the Outlook add-in, you can get to this. Some people don't know about add-ins in Office products or Outlook in particular. If you just go into here and search for Article Galaxy, it comes up, and then you can just install it. I've already got it installed. So this connects directly with Article Galaxy References, the product that Jonathan reviewed for us. And here you can see all of the folders that I currently have in Article Galaxy References. And so say I'm writing an email to my product team, and I want to talk about an article or two that I've recently read. I can just insert those into the body of my email. It includes the abstract when that's available, which is nice. I can also use citation styles here again, those 10,000 different styles if I don't like this one. And we'll do another one. So that's it. When I send it, the recipient will be able to click this button, and that'll take them into Article Galaxy, where they'll be able to access the full text very easily, whether that's through a subscription or open access or whatever it is, or they could rent it and buy it if that's the case. So it's, again, a way to share with your colleagues. And the nice thing about this is that you're not attaching a PDF to the email, which allows you to remain more copyright compliant. You don't have to do the guesswork of, am I allowed to share this PDF? Am I allowed to email it? If you get the article within Article Galaxy and your colleagues do the same, then you'll always know that you're copyright compliant. Okay, well, that was it, I believe.
Yes, thank you so much, Todd, Jonathan, Karina, for your 9 tips. And really, we know end of year is busy for everyone, so we wanted to get right on point, walk you through them. And this is a little Christmas surprise, I mentioned at the beginning of the conversation. So we took those 9 tips that our panelists just walked you through and put it into a short ebook. So, sometimes it's easier to have it in writing, or if you want to look something up. So you can access it here. I'll share the link in the comments, and we'll also send the link to access it via email right after the webinar. So you can pull it up, share with colleagues, with friends. So yeah, you have that in writing, and we hope this helps bring a little bit of the Christmas spirit. Yeah, so kind of next steps. Moving on to the next slide. Thank you, Todd. If you want to learn more, if you have any specific questions, like, I don't know, maybe you're already a customer and you don't know if you have like specific, reference, for example, we walked through, or like the specific add-ons, feel free to either reach out here directly, researchsolutions.com/sales. I'll add the link in a second here as well. Or if you know who your account manager is, you can of course reach out to them directly as well. So either or works. If you have any questions, follow-up questions, or would like a more specific demonstration or something, we're here to help. Now let's dive into Q&A. I've seen quite a lot of questions come in, so thank you all for adding them. I'll just start at the top. Which collaboration tools does Article Galaxy offer?
I can take that one. So I mentioned in mine, my slides, that we do have references, which is the collaboration tool. It's a bibliographic manager that allows you to share folders, collaborate, disseminate information. We also have a PDF library that allows for any purchased articles to be shared across your organization. We have a very robust sharing utility. You get notifications, emails, and we are working on constantly improving our products. We have a very aggressive timeline for product updates and improvements. So we're adding constantly more collaboration tools through that. So basically, if anyone in your institution purchases an article, you have access to that as well. And you also have the option, when using references, to share your research, share your annotations, and at the admin level, share knowledge with your entire company that you may want them to have access to.
Great, thank you so much for answering. Another good question here, which I believe for you, Todd, is if I share a permanent link for a browser extension page and my colleagues access it and place orders, will the orders be placed on my account or on my colleague's account?
Yeah, good question. So they'll be placed on your colleague's account. As I mentioned, your colleague will have to sign in to that page. So we'll know who they are, and when they create the order, it'll go on their account.
Well, yes, great question. Will I get an order confirmation when I use the copy paste feature in the browser extension?
Yeah, I'll take that one as well. Yes, in fact, you will. And if there are multiple references that you paste in the box, you'll get an individual email notification, confirmation email for each one.
Awesome. I'll take the next question. It's asking, how can I get an Article Galaxy free trial? So using the link that's still showed here, and I also put into the chat, you can reach out there directly, and we'll help you with a free trial to get to know, the platform a little better, play around with it. And of course, if you have any follow-up questions, or like more features shown, then yeah, we can definitely help you with that as well. For the shared folders, will my colleagues be notified of being added into a shared folder?
I can take that one as well. Yes, as you share folders, they will receive an email. It is tied to their account. They'll receive a notification in their email that says you've been added to this folder as whatever role you assign them, viewer, administrator, or owner. They will be able to click a link and go to that folder and start working on it. So they do have information that will be sent to them. It's not going to be just like you're in a folder and then you have to manually contact them. Our system helps you with that as well.
Awesome. Next really good question. Does the integration for references work with Google Suite?
Yeah, I can take that one. It currently does not work with Google Suite. So that is something that we're looking into. We've had some requests for that, especially Google Docs. So we're looking into it.
Awesome. So we'll see what the new year brings. Is this a product built for institutions and teams or for individual use as well? For example, students, researchers?
So I'll jump. Yeah, I'll jump in on this one. So yes, it is. We do have accounts for individuals. We do have credit card accounts where you can purchase as you go. Students and researchers, I flubbed when I was doing mine and called it Article Galaxy Scholar. That is another product that we do have for academic institutions. So not only do we work with big pharma and bioscience, we do work with academics as well. So we do have students, researchers, people that use us for their primary acquisition portal. And we do have, seating based on smaller teams, what you need. Everything is customizable, and our team will be willing to work with you on whatever solution you need for your research.
Great, thank you. And I just sent, the individual sign up link and the information about academic for students in the chat, so you can access it there as well for further information. The next question we have here is, can I leave a shared folder?
I think I'll take that one as well. Yes, you can, except for the admin level company-wide folder. That one is shared by your administrator, so you have the information that they want communicated to everyone. But if someone invites you and you either aren't part of the project, it was a mistake, or you're simply done with your part on that working, you can easily leave. There's a cogwheel next to all shared folders, and there's just a leave button that will allow you to leave the shared folder whenever you need to.
Great, thank you. Cool, last question here. I'll dive right into it. If any other questions came up right now that you haven't added yet, this is the perfect chance to add them in the Q&A or chat. So the last question we have for now is, would it be possible to identify the articles that I already have access to while searching for new articles?
I'll take that one as well. Sure. Yes, we do have, it's duplicate detection is what we call it in our company. But whenever you're searching and you come across an article that you already own, it will tell you that it's part of your PDF library if you have that enabled. It will also link you to that article within your PDF library. And it does work with Todd's extensibility tools as well. If there's something that you already have in your PDF library and you're using the extension, it'll tell you, you already have this, you can access it through here. So we do make sure that if you already have it, we make sure that you get it at the lowest cost, which sometimes is you already own it. And we do have the option, if it's something that you have a SharePoint site or maybe a OneDrive, we can ingest existing articles into our service. So anything that you've already bought or paid for, we can incorporate those as well.
Awesome. We got another question here. Awesome. Thank you so much for sending that. Does the system select the free article versus the same purchase? I'm not sure if I'm understanding the question, or Jonathan, if you do.
I can jump in, and Todd, I might need some clarification if you understand this differently. Does the system select free articles versus the same as purchase? If we can get it as open access, we get it as open access. If it's a free article, if you're referring to something like PubMed Central, we provide the version of record. A lot of PubMed Central articles are author supplied. So, but our platform does provide the printed version of record. So if it is an open access, we will absolutely provide it to you as open access. If it's a version of record that has a cost to it, we will provide it at the lowest cost that is available in the market.
Cool. Looks like we've covered all questions. Thank you so much for answering them, and thanks to everyone who asked your questions. If any come up, even after the webinar, you can always reach out directly either to your fund managers through the link that I sent, or just hitting reply on the emails that you received for this webinar confirmation. So myself and the marketing team will review them and make sure that no questions stay unanswered. Cool. So with that being said, thank you so much for taking the time and joining our 9 ways to research more effectively in the new year webinar. If any questions come up, feel free to reach out. If we don't speak before, have a great holiday season and the best start into the new year. And yeah, thanks to our speakers, Jonathan, Todd, and Karina, for sharing those 9 tips today.
Very welcome. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.